Okay, hello everybody. Day 3 of this little countdown thing. On the screen you'll see today's little puzzle pieces. And we've got some confirmations. We've got what appears to be Toby slash Obito confirmed for this anniversary. And that's interesting simply because we have Naruto and we have what is almost 100% Sasuke over there. The question is, how do they how do they tie into each other? Because look, the assumption I was making up until this point was that Luffy might be a limited or a prominent gacha character, and maybe there's a limited alongside him or something like that. And then you would have Lucci as the catastrophe. And then the same with Dragon Ball, you might have Goku as either a standard gacha unit or as a limited or as part of it, or there'll be a Dragon Ball limit and he'll be whatever. And then Majin Buu would be a catastrophe. But Toby really seems like it would be a catastrophe event, so that would be the third one potentially confirmed for this anniversary. And normally each catastrophe event is countered by a limited, which would mean that if this Naruto, if this Goku, and if this Luffy are not limited, or not in, you know, like it might be a dual unit or something like that, I don't know. If they're not in some way a limited, that means each of these series will probably also get a limited. For Luffy versus Lucci though, I don't know who that would be. Like, it can only realistically be Luffy, right? Unless you want to bring out like a pre-time skip Robin and her iconic moment from that saga, or I mean, I don't know. With Goku and Majin Buu, there's a lot more flexibility. You know, we don't have Gotenks, who's in one of the old surveys. We don't have Ultimate Gohan. We don't have Vegito. Like there's loads of candidates there. With Toby and the Naruto and Sasuke, and this is another thing, like, is the Naruto and Sasuke two separate units? Because if they are, that kind of complicates things, because are they both going to be standard gacha? Is one going to be farmable? Is potentially Toby an enemy only unit and you farm copies of the Sasuke by beating him, and the Naruto's the standard gacha unit? I don't know. I don't know. Which is cool because it gives you things to speculate and talk about. But it's a bit difficult to figure out what the story is here. I would say what would make the most sense if I was doing this is that the Naruto, the Goku, and the Luffy could potentially all be new standard gacha units, and we could be seeing like a large number of characters added to a standard gacha pool during this event, simply because the old version of Luffy is okay, but he's not as good as pulling a 2020 unit. Same with Goku and same with Naruto. So maybe this is an opportunity to add newer versions of those characters to the standard gacha that are actually worth pulling for, and then they can use those as big draws on gachas later on to bait people into pulling on gacha that don't have new units on them. Stuff like defeat this event gacha, or this type of character rate up gacha, or whatever. Those bait gachas, you could now put a big Luffy on there, a big Goku, a big Naruto, and they'd actually be good, and there'd be more than one reason to pull for them, because people love their Gokus, they love their Luffys, they love their Narutos. So that does make sense. I could potentially see that. What I'm wondering here, what if there's no limiteds in this image? Because they have done that before. Actually, they've done that quite a few times before, where they put up this big promotional image and you think, okay, so that's the whole thing. And then when the actual live stream comes out, or when the event actually drops a little bit later, that's when we find out, yes, there is actually a limited, and it's this character or that character or whatever. I think I'm trying to remember events they did that with. They did it with one of the Naruto events. I'm pretty sure they did it with one of the like the milestone download events. This could totally be the same thing again, where all of these units here are event characters or standard gacha characters, and then the limiteds, they're hidden. And I'm starting to think that that's going to be the case. I'm starting to think that whatever we've got going on here, there are going to be limiteds, but not in this image. And that makes sense for Dragon Ball especially, because you bring out a new Goku, whatever, it's a new Goku. But then the limited comes later, and that could be Vegeta, that could be Ultimate Gohan. That totally makes sense. With Naruto, I'm not too sure. My memory of Obito, as far as I can think, the character that would counter Obito, not specifically this version of him, but like Obito as a character, would be Kakashi. So a limited Kakashi, which is something we have theorized multiple times over the course of multiple events, maybe now would be his time. I don't know with Bleach. I don't know. We've confirmed Ginichimaru there. He is the character with the white clothes on, the white Haori. So yeah, he obviously made sense to be with Rangiku. That, you know, I think most people theorized that. I was the only one that was kind of holding out and saying maybe it's Momotaro or someone like that. No, it's fine. We've got Gin, we've got Rangiku. I don't know what else they're going to do with Bleach, but if all the other things follow suit, potentially we have a new Ichigo. Now, I've seen some speculation about what the little black line underneath the Book of the Jumputi logo at the top is, and I think the consensus at the moment is that it could be a sword. I would say I know of 2 characters with a black sword that is roughly that shape, and I know which one I think it is more likely to be. I think it is more likely to be Ichigo than it is to be Tanjiro, just because of the shape of the sword. It could just not be a sword at all. It could be like it doesn't have to be a sword, but to me that looks like a sword. That looks like Tensa Zangetsu. So I don't know. But on the promo images, hopefully I'll remember to put this up on the screen. For the promo images for the stream, they do in fact show Midoriya and Tanjiro, and there was other promotional images before that were showing Gintoki and Tanjiro and Midoriya. There is high potential here to get a new Kimetsu no Yaiba unit, and I don't know who it is, and I don't know where they're going to be. And okay, I haven't talked about it yet, but so we've got the new Shokugeki no Somi units. We've got Nakiri Erina and Nakiri Alice. No, wait. Yeah, that's right. Nakiri Alice. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued as to what they're doing with them in particular. But what I'm more intrigued by is typically the way they do these promo images. What they would have in the corners, I find, is more likely to be the other stuff. And when I say other stuff, I mean the big draws of this event are going to be the Narutos, the Gokus, the Luffys, whatever. But the stuff that's like a cool new thing that's being added, definitely, but are not those massive big draws, typically can get shifted over to these corners. And so yeah, we've got the new Shokugeki no Somi units. I think that's going to be a pretty straightforward thing there. There's going to be Erina being gacha, and then Alice being a farmable unit. But what interests me more is over on the left. Over on the left, we've got some missing pieces for Sasuke. I genuinely believe that in front of him, there is going to be a new character from a new series. I don't know what that series is going to be, but I think they're going to add a new series to the game, and potentially it's not going to be one of the ones from the survey, one of the winners. And they're going to use this as an opportunity to add them, because that's what they did in the first anniversary celebration, and we got ourselves Jaguar. I think this is a golden opportunity to do that again. Obviously, that's kind of like massive speculation because there is no indication of that there, but I really feel like we've got space for a few more characters. And, you know, you can see where the second anniversary logo is, and that outline. You know roughly that there's at least 3 pieces there that aren't going to have any characters in it. You'll get a bit more of Luffy in one of them, and you'll get a bit more logo here and here, but like in the bottom left there's space for a new character, and then potentially behind Goku, behind Naruto, behind Luffy there is space. I don't think there's space in between Gin and Rangiku. I don't think there's space between Rangiku and Alice, unless it was a very small character. And I don't think there's any space in those pieces around Raiden or around Obito. And then, like, possibly just below the logo, I think there's space for some characters here. So, we could be talking, assuming there's no dual units, as we had speculated before, assuming there isn't any, we could be talking about, like, a solid, I don't know, like, 15 to 20 characters this Anni. Is that asking for too much? But like, we've got Sasuke, we've got Naruto, we've got Goku, we've got Luffy, we've got Erina and Alice and Rangiku and Gin and Toby and Raiden and Date and Boo, which takes us up to 12. Okay, there is easily space for 3-4 characters more, potentially up to 5, and if that does not include the limiteds, as I theorized before, that could, I mean, this is a month-long event, it could be 3 limiteds. It could, and that could take us up to, we could be talking like 18 units, something like that, which they haven't done that in an event before. They have big events, but they've never done that many in one event. So, whoa. If that is the case, I'm happy. It might not be the case, but if that is the case, I'm happy. But anyway, in terms of like theories and speculation here, there's really not a lot more to go with. I think there is potential for an Ichigo there behind Goku, and I think possibly, is there space for something between Luffy and Raiden? There really is, but I can't think. I don't know what they're going to do. And I think there is a character, if you look closely to where Date is, I think there is a character between him and the logo, probably just in front of the Jumputi logo. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm excited by the prospect of some of these characters. I really don't give a shit about the Naruto stuff, guys. I'm going to be honest. It's a very normal looking Naruto and a normal looking Sasuke. It doesn't look like anything new, really. Same with the Goku and the Luffy. I really don't care. But some of the other new stuff does excite me. I love Date being added and Raiden. The Bleach characters that they are going for, I know, are quite popular. I know people like Gin, I know people like Rangiku. And more Shokugeki no Soma stuff, because we haven't had any real new Shokugeki no Soma stuff in ages. The only, like we had the New Year's Akira Hayama, but it's kind of like whatever. So that's cool. And my hopes at this point are, if I could get some Kimetsu no Yaiba content, that'd be great. Do I think it's likely? I don't know. I think it's somewhat likely. And what I'm really hoping for is that my theory about the all the stuff being here, not being the limited, I'm hoping that's correct, because that would be so cool. That'd be so cool. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I have a feeling tomorrow is going to be some big reveals. But until then, I'll see you guys later.